Hi, my name is DJ Yanis. Today I'm going to be talking with you about the 5 eras in marketing history. I'm going to apologize right off the bat because I'm not good in front of the camera. I'm going to be fidgety. I'm going to say a lot, um, just like I did, because I'm just not good at this. So you're going to have to bear with me, but I promise you're going to learn something if you finish watching the clip, hopefully. So we're going to get into it. First era is the production era. Started before 1925. In this era, you would really think more along the lines of Henry Ford type business planning. The product was the biggest thing. As long as you had a successful product, then you had a successful business. Henry Ford is notorious for starting the assembly line where he just cranked out product after product, obviously building the Ford company to what it is today. Um, the problem with the production era, though, was a lot of new products, actually more than 80% of them, fail. So the era itself really wasn't booming unless you had a product that really took off. Even the automobile, as big as it is today, it was really slow getting off the ground. People didn't trust them. They didn't like what it did for the horse traffic. They thought they were unnecessary. Nowadays, you can't look down the street without seeing tons of cars. Everyone's got cars. So obviously it worked out, but in that time frame, a lot of products just did not. So the second era is the sales era. That was from 1920s to about early 1950s. Marketing begun here actually around this era, but it still wasn't much important. A lot of sales managers at that time were put in charge of marketing. There really wasn't anyone that was specifically there for marketing purposes. There wasn't a team, there wasn't one person, there wasn't anybody. It was just kind of like, okay, we've got the product. Now, how are we going to market it? You're going to figure this out. And that was really all it was. Theodore Levitt, actually, who's a marketing scholar, is famous for saying, marketing, I apologize, is as different as chess from checkers. And that is completely right. You can't combine marketing and sales. They are two completely different monsters. So, again, they started in this era, but they definitely did not perfect it in this area. It's just kind of seen as a, we'll deal with that afterwards type of thing. So the third one after that is the marketing era. Now, it's kind of interesting how this came to be because a lot of the marketing era started because of two big events in America's history. First one being the Great Depression, the second one being World War II. The reason why this is because, um, you know, obviously at the time with the Great Depression, people just didn't have the money to buy stuff, so companies had to kind of be a little bit more innovative and how can we sell our products to people that just don't have the money that they used to in what people are now called the Roaring Twenties. And then in World War II, a lot of factories shut down, at least what they were making at the time, to focus on building tanks, weapons, anything for the war efforts. And once the war was over in 1945, people came back and there was a lot more buyers than there was goods or services. So there was a shift from what we like to call the seller's market to the buyer's market. And really the difference between those are as followed, and I will pull those up. Seller's market is a market in which there are more buyers for fewer goods and services. Buyer's market is a market in which there are more goods and services than people willing to buy them. So as you can probably think, that was the biggest thing is companies had a lot more product, a lot more goods and services than they could sell, and they had to figure out, okay, how can we actually get the American people to believe that they need this product more than just want this product. So that was a lot of what the marketing era was. So the fourth era would be the relationship era. Now this emerged right around the 1990s. Companies really started believing that they needed to promote long-term relationships with their customers, and not only their customers but also their suppliers. When I think of this, I tend to think more along the lines of car dealerships or grocery stores, because you always want that customer that comes back to you because you provide good customer service, good pricing options, overall just good um, options for them as a customer, and that makes them talk well about you, tell their friends about you, and say, yes, I want to come back to this company. I myself work at a dealership right now, and that is their biggest thing, is they just want to, when they sell a car, they don't want it to be just one and done. They want people to come back and keep buying cars from them year in and year out, for them, themselves, their family, their children, everyone, because that is what creates a successful business, is having the customers come back and buy from you. And that's mostly what the relationship era was about. And that continues to grow to this day. There's still a very much effective way of people trying to still perfect this. Some companies more than others, a little bit more better at it, but that's another topic for another time. All right, fifth and final era is the social era. This social era, if I could talk. This obviously is what it sounds like. Social media boomed in about the early to mid 2000s. You had MySpace, yes, that's how old I am. You had YouTube, you had Facebook, you have Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, anything and everything that you can think of that falls in the social media um, group. Companies realized, okay, we can use this for a great marketing and advertising tool. And you see it, you know, everywhere now. I mean, I can't get on my Facebook account without seeing, stuff that Facebook promotes to me based off my likes of pages. I'm not one for Twitter or anything like that, but even going on YouTube, it'll go off my recent watch list and say, hey, we suggest this for you because you watch this or whatever. And, companies, they use the same concept. They just say, oh, because you like this, we think you like this. Hopefully you buy from us. And, that's really all that is. So I'm going to wrap it up. Hopefully you learned some interesting tidbits at the very least. I mean, hopefully you didn't shut this off within 30 seconds thinking, God, this guy knows absolutely nothing and he looks like a dork. But, it is what it is. So, all right. Hope you all have a good day, and I hope you learned something. Bye.